All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2 of OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Jake, Flynn, Alondra, Taylor, all here with us this Monday morning.
It's going to be a positive hour. Positivity. Hour 1, great energy, but it was great negative energy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody watched the game yesterday, but yeah.
Look how good our quarterbacks look. They were great.
They were
but
better.
we said shout out to the defense though, so it was
We
kind
did.
of positive.
We did. We really just ended on the offensive
ended
line.
on a positive.
Really,
Yeah.
just the offensive line we poo-pooed on a little bit, but everybody else.
Tight ends.
The running back.
I mean, Rattler,
Well, running backs didn't have
7 of
chance.
11.
Well, I guess I meant
Yeah.
the running game.
Running game for
yeah.
sure. Running game was some poo-poo.
Well, not for Spencer Rattler. Had 22 yards on the ground.
Because,
Okay,
well,
okay.
All right.
you know,
He had
was.
to.
He had no time
As soon as he
to-
caught the ball, he's like, oh, God.
Oh, boy.
My
Well,
guess
there's a
is,
large
Matt, all
fella coming
22 of
after
those
me.
yards were not designed.
they were not designed.
not
neither.
designed.
They were not.
runs.
But, credit to him for
But he
getting a
did
positive
it.
play.
And they were all the right decision as well.
Yeah.
And he got down safely.
Well, one time he tried to score, and he tried to get in, and I was like, he might have a chance, and you realize, those are two large individuals.
You know
He's
what?
not very big.
Yeah.
He got stopped right there.
Let me recant my statement about him getting down safely. He did take a couple of shots. He stuck his head in there like on a third down too to get the first down, which you want to see. Maybe not the first preseason game when you're in a quarterback battle. I don't know. Not the biggest guy. Not the I don't know.
They
He
were
might be
dropping
strong.
like flies in terms of injuries
Hey, our
yesterday
guy
too.
Will Clapp hurt like second,
Will
third
Clapp.
play.
Yeah, second
Bum
play.
means
Yep.
Then Penning goes down.
Penning. One more did too.
All right, hey, we gotta get
Yeah, you're right.
Positive.
we gotta get out of here.
Like the completion
Abort,
percentage was
abort.
excellent.
Shout out
completion
Danny
percentage great.
Stutzman.
Let's go. I got
Necro.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, Jake's got Mason Tipton.
Oh, yeah.
Tipton. Crushed it.
Mason
Mason
Tipton.
Tipton.
I was telling Matt before the show started, I was like, when I saw Shuck throw that ball and I see Mason Tipton down there, I was like, somewhere Jacob Hester is just getting a laugh out of this.
Oh,
He's
man.
enjoying
Shout
it.
out Mason.
Dude, y'all don't understand how bad I want Mason Tipton preseason to show up in the regular season. And I mean that with every ounce of everything I have. Because if he does, there's another receiver for the Saints, and they need all they can take. All right, we're not talking Saints anymore.
Okay.
We got to keep
Why?
it positive.
We were talking positive.
I know, but
He did great.
But it's going to turn negative inevitably pretty quick.
Our wide receiver coach used to say, you don't get credit for catching it twice. It did bounce off his shoulder pads, and he had to catch it again.
Ours used to say one catch per ball.
One catch per ball, bud.
All right, the OTB top 25. Let's get a quick recap before Alondra gives you the 17th ranked team. At number 25, the Boise State Broncos. At number 24, the Memphis Tigers. At 23, the Baylor Bears. At 22, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. At 21, the Tennessee Volunteers. At 20, the Iowa State Cyclones. At number 19, the Texas 8-4 Aggies. At number 18, the Indiana Hoosiers. And at number 17, Alondra.
At
take it
number
away.
17, we have the Ole Miss Rebels.
Oh,
I'm going to put
okay,
the
all
Ole Miss
right.
Rebels at number 17. Lane Kiffin, another year with the Rebs. Still have not been able to make it to the playoffs, so I can't put them any higher than that, or at least I cannot put them in the top 10. I just can't do it. There's some people that think maybe they are, but not me. They're replacing 8 players that were drafted in the NFL, Walter Nolan, Jackson Dart, but they've got a couple of key returning players. So linebacker Suntarine Perkins and wide
Stud.
receiver Caden Lee. Also, they've got
Haley's a good player.
They got 2 tight ends that are on the Mackey watch list.
One of them did get hurt.
Yeah, we'll see about
I don't know-
Lucas.
yeah.
We'll see about
I don't
Lucas.
know
Okay,
how
so Luke-
bad, but he might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So they
But
got
still,
like
they-
half,
Yeah.
half the tight ends. And then we got sophomore quarterback Austin Simmons.
Which people love.
to lead the way. Love. Yeah, so replacing a lot, but Lane Kiffin, he's been dubbed the Portal King by some, so I think maybe they've got a good chance, but it's like every year they kind of get handed
last
a team and the opportunity to make the playoffs, and they just can't do it. So can Lane Kiffin get over that hump? We'll see this season, but for number 17, that's what I'm going to pick, Ole Miss Rebels.
Yep. Look, Dan, to your point, last year we all did it. We're like, if not now, then when? I mean, their front seven was really good.
Yeah.
I don't think Ole Miss has ever had a better front seven in the history of their football program. If you watch the NFL draft, I mean, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was like, defensive lineman from Ole Miss, linebacker, Ole Miss. I mean, they had a lot of Sunday players there. Now, as you point out, the Portal King, he's done a good job since he's been there bringing in additions. You bring in Deshaun Womack, who obviously former LSU player. Sage Ryan.
Yeah, Sage
former
Ryan.
LSU player. That one surprised me.
There's a name.
That's a guy that ups and downs. We'll just say ups and downs in an LSU uniform. Deshaun Womack, like you were waiting for him. Like he looked like he was about to take that next step. He never did.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can do it in
They get
Ole
that
Miss uniform.
transfer from Marshall, Jaden Yates.
Yep.
Led the Sun Belt Conference in tackles last season. So I don't know. We'll see. Grambling State transfer Andrew Jones as well.
They brought in 5 new receivers through the portal. Caden Lee is going to be your top target. He was great at SEC Media Day. I honestly think that it is going to come down to the running back position and a guy that we know well here, Logan Diggs. Can he stay healthy? Can he be the guy that we have seen in spurts? Can he be consistent? Ole Miss is not good to the standard that they want to be if they can't run the football. That's just matter of fact. In fact, their head coach, I was talking with Lane at SEC Media Days, and he said, we didn't get to double-digit wins last year because we couldn't close out games because we couldn't run the football. Lane Kiffin wants to run the football. It is who he is. Just because they go fast does not mean that they throw it 60 times a game. Kentucky, LSU game, you were up. You couldn't put them away because you couldn't run the football in 4-minute offense. They are only as good as they can run the football. So that's going to be something to pay attention to. You lost really good.
You lost Bentley. You lost Henry Parrish.
Well, you lost running backs the year before to Ohio State. And then Bentley and Parrish, you brought Parrish back from Miami, and he just didn't give you the juice that you needed. Logan Diggs is good when he's healthy. He's just not healthy very much. You also bring in Lacey and Taylor through the transfer portal. So that's my biggest concern if I'm an Ole Miss fan is, are we going to be able to run the football? Austin Simmons is somebody that we saw come in against Georgia last year. It certainly was not too big for him. And so quarterback, obviously, but I think the running back position is going to be key for Ole Miss. When you look at their schedule, Georgia State in the opener, at Kentucky, Arkansas, Tulane, LSU. So of those games, only at Kentucky. The rest of those games are going to be at home before you get a bye week. Washington State comes to town. And then this is where you got to be good if you're Ole Miss. At Georgia, at Oklahoma, and South Carolina at home before you close out with the Citadel, Florida, and at Mississippi State. That is the 3-game stretch, October the 18th until November the 1st, at Georgia, at Oklahoma, and South Carolina.
It's a pretty tough 3-game stretch.
That's one of the tough ones in the country.
Yeah.
I don't care what Ole Miss is bringing back. I don't care what they're bringing to the table. I don't think they should ever be preseason ranked higher than somewhere in the teens.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin, 13th season as a college football head coach, is 105-52. Winning record, pretty good, but he's never. That record doesn't scream, I am capable of a top 5, top 10 preseason type of team. And like Jake just kind of alluded to, if it wasn't last year, when's he going to do it?
Well, and not only that, like you could say, okay, he has arguably a worse running game, at least on paper, than he did a year ago. Yeah, but Jackson Dart covered up a lot of things for this team because he was a 3-year starter. The fact that you have no running game and a brand new starter, how much can you put on Austin Simmons? Like, I get it. He was good in the Georgia game. That was one game. Can he do it for an entire season? Like that's my biggest thing. The combination of like, let's put it all on the young guy if we can't run the ball. That's an issue for me.
And I love Lane Kiffin. Just like we all
do
said.
too.
Everybody loves him. We love the clips. We love his. We all want to have a drink with him. We want to go fishing with him. We want to hang out with
I
him.
really want to
Yeah.
go fishing.
And
with him.
I want him
I
to
be friends
I
with
want him
him.
to be around a long time as head coach, and he probably will. He already
You
has
gotta
13
get over
years.
that hump.
Yeah. But like,
Now,
He
Ole Miss-
hasn't shown-
Ole Miss fans, when you talk with them, and I agree with everything you're saying.
Same.
But Ole Miss fans, you got to think where their mindset is compared to where ours is. As
sure,
LSU
I get
fans.
it. And
They love him.
And he is the fastest coach at Ole Miss to ever get to 40 wins.
Yeah.
Which is saying something. I think he's a really good coach. He just doesn't have the credentials of being able to take a program to the next level.
Yep.
He's great for Ole
Right.
Miss.
Great,
Now,
yeah.
now let's say like Kelly left.
like
or
Dan
people got
Mullen to
mad,
Mississippi
whatever.
State, right?
LSU has a
Amazing.
head coaching
Yeah.
vacancy right now, and someone asked me, "Do you want Lane Kiffin?" My response would be, as a head coach or as an offensive coordinator, because the answer to those two questions are different for me, at least right now.
We also forget he was, I believe, y'all can fact check me on this, pretty sure. He was Marcus' head coach
He was.
in Oakland
My rookie year when
the NFL.
When we played against the Raiders.
in 2007.
Is he like the youngest one ever?
17 years ago. Oh, my God.
Head coach for the Oakland Raiders.
My rookie year, 17 years ago.
You're old.
God almighty.
You're so old.
Lane Kiffin was the
What a
head
loser.
coach for the Raiders. He might have gotten fired after we beat them because they were up like 17-0. We came back and beat them. I think that's the game that Seabass tried like the 75-yard field goal. I think that was that game.
He was 31 when he got hired.
Okay, so
31.
I mean, y'all know who the youngest coach
Sean
in the NFL
McVay?
is right now?
right now, but it
Kellen Moore.
It's Kellen Moore.
yeah,
Well, how old was Sean McVay?
30.
He was 30?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What are we doing in our lives?
Not that.
Kellen's
You're the
30.
playing at 30.
7th ranked morning
That's true.
sports radio
Seventh
show.
ranked
Coming-
mid-market morning
Coming for you,
radio.
Yeah.
McElroy. You're on notice.
And Cole. But we like Cole a lot. Cole breaks cards. We like cards.
Love cards.
He's breaking them this weekend.
He sure was.
He sent me a link. He's like, tap in.
Down below.
He was. He was like, we can't let this go for this price.
Anyway, Kiffin. Been a head coach a long time. And
That feels very properly ranked, though.
a very proper.
think so,
Yeah.
too.
Nice work there.
Thank you.
Good work.
I don't know what the other people are. I don't know what the coaches thought they were going to be at, but this seems
I think they put them like top 15 or like something like that.
In the coaches poll, Ole Miss came in at number 15.
Oh,
I mean, we're 17, so like we're kinda
Alondra
right
locked
there.
in.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
Locked in. All right.
I feel like we know more than the coaches.
All right, so that's
I
number
would
17.
think so.
Coming up at 16 tomorrow, that will be Tay Tay.
Yep, and
15.
then Matt's 15.
Big shocker. Will be Flynn, and I'll be number 14.
It's definitely easier doing it now than whenever it was like I had to do number 25 and I was like, I don't know if I for
25
some
is
reason
tough.
I just couldn't.
Yeah,
And
25
then
is tough.
even 24, I was like, who do I put here?
Yeah, look, there are some teams that were ranked in the coaches poll, and it's honestly the SID poll because that's who fills it out, not the coaches.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't think we've had Kansas State. They came in at 20.
Wait,
BYU
what?
came in at 23.
Brian Kelly's not sitting there filling out a top 25
No, he's
preseason
not.
list?
No,
What?
no. Texas Tech came in at 24. We didn't have them. And so, yeah, we've had our own certain way of doing this, and it hasn't been just to be a sheep. We're not sheep
We're not
here.
sheeple.
Yep.
Not sheeple.
And you might hear a team that's like maybe they're top 4 in the coaches poll, top 5, and they might be 13th on the OTB.
Can't hurt
This
us.
is the
25.
definitive
Oh, yeah.
correct poll.
This is what everybody
It ain't no
across the
guess.
country should
No,
use.
this is
I mean,
Facts.
look, the reality is, guys, we've done 25 to 17. Find me a team where you're like, terrible pick, they don't belong there.
Can't do it.
I mean, it's actually a really good poll.
Baylor. Just kidding.
Wow, that's a shot right at Flynn.
Baylor?
Okay.
Yeah, right. What? Let's see. February 1st, we'll see who was ranked 23.
No, I'm
at the
all
end
about
of the
Dave
year.
Aranda's
I can't wait to compare our
preseason
top
speech.
25 to the
final one.
The final. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
that'll be
wait.
good.
How many do we have to get right as far as teams still in the top 25 to feel good
I
about it?
expect us to get
15 out
25.
of 25.
Like, exactly right?
No.
There's
Okay.
still
Or at
range.
least-
No, I
Yeah.
want the number. The number.
Okay, that's
On the number?
That's not
No,
gonna
that's
That'd
not.
be pretty cool if we got
Five?
at least one.
That's just
Five?
not.
if we got one.
Like at least one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, Ole Miss for sure.
Ole Miss is going to finish the season at number 17.
Baylor.
I'm calling it now.
All right.
Easy because their schedule's so easy.
When we come back, we'll give you Taylor's top 3 right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. Looking for a new vehicle? Well, you just go over there, see them, tell them what you're looking for, tell them what your family's needs are. Like, hey, I'm a family of 5, I'm a family of 6, 7, or maybe it's just you. Right, you're looking for a sedan, like whatever it is, they're going to make sure that your needs are met every single time over at All Star. So when you go to the website, always remember you can check out new cars, you can lease, which is what we currently do. You can rent, which I think everybody here is taking advantage of the rental department over at All Star. And per day rental prices, like Flynn talked about in hour 1, better prices than your big box rental car places, right? Go check out those prices for yourself. AllStarToyotaOfBatonRouge.com.
We've all been there. We all know that sometimes you get that feeling. It's like, man, I gotta upgrade my new car. I gotta get a new one. This one's starting to make a few noises here and there. Maybe it's time. Well, go to their website, start your trade-in process, see what your current vehicle is worth with a trade-in. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
It's getting near dawn.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
I'll be with you, darling, soon. I'll be with you when the stars start falling.
All right, welcome back in OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. It is now time to turn it over to Tay Tay for Taylor's top 3.
Today we are going to do the top 3 rookie quarterbacks after week 1 of preseason. And number 3, it's Tyler Shuck of the New Orleans Saints. I mean, he looked 15 to 22, 165, a touchdown and a pick. Made a bad decision, threw a pick 6 early in the third quarter. But it's how you respond. He came back the next drive, 54-yard touchdown pass. He did a really good job.
2?
Mason Tipton,
Hey.
Jacob Hester's favorite player. So, I mean,
Got
I
T-Bob's
thought
favorite
I
player.
thought overall, like, I get it. It was second half of a preseason game. You're not playing against all pros out there. I understand that. But, I mean, I give Shuck a B- in that game. I think he was fine, all things considered.
I'll defend him a little bit. You said he made a mistake on a mental error. It wasn't really a mental error. Like, it's a timing out route
It
throw.
was.
The position, like I blame it more on the formation. They ran that formation so many times, and you can't. There's only so many routes you can do. The guy, I mean, he was playing cover 3. Corner just jumped on it. You're not looking at the corner really if he's sitting or not. It's a timing throw. It's a left, right foot, stick your right foot in the ground and throw it. Like, the guy made a good play. You don't want it to happen, and the quarterback always looks terrible. But, like, I'll defend him on that one for sure. That was the time I kind of blame the formation and the guy just jumping, making a good play.
But look, again, second half of a preseason game. We're not going to look too much into it. We'll get into a guy that people are hyping up a lot here in just a second. But 68% completion. Again, he had a big-time touchdown. The only touchdown of the day for the New Orleans. The drive right after that pick, he was able to shake it off. I thought Shuck did a really nice job. So he's going to be number 3 for me. Number 2, it's Jackson Dart of the New York Giants. 12 of 19, 154 and a touchdown. I think statistically, Jackson Dart actually had the best game of the weekend in terms of all the rookie quarterbacks. He was efficient. He had a quarterback rating of 106 in his first game. He was awesome, but every quarterback for New York was actually really good over the weekend. The worst quarterback was Russell Wilson. He went 6 of 7 for 28 yards. That was the worst quarterback for the Giants over the weekend, and he was efficient as well. Jackson Dart did a nice job. He led the team in rushing, 3 carries, 24 yards. You talked about Spencer Rattler having to take off, make a little bit happen. Jackson Dart did as well, so he's number 2 for me. And number 1.
Can I guess? Shador Sanders.
Number 1 is Shedeur Sanders.
Let's go.
Oh,
Let's go.
Joey,
Shedeur.
it really is.
Let's go.
Look, here's everybody out here calling me the Shedeur haters. Shedeur is number 1. Now, statistically,
big of you.
completion percentage-wise, yardage-wise, Dart actually had a little bit of a better game. Shedeur Sanders had the extra touchdown, so he was 14 to 23, 138, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. The reason I put Sanders ahead of Jackson Dart is because this game meant a lot more to him than it did Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's a first-round pick. He's not going anywhere. Cleveland has 5 quarterbacks right now. Shedeur Sanders is a 5th-round pick. Like I think his path to the field is a lot more difficult than a guy like Jackson Dart. And look, Dylan Gabriel got hurt. Kenny Pickett got hurt. So by default, this was a game that Shedeur really didn't think he was going to start until about 3 or 4 days before the game. And to go in there and perform like that, kind of quiet the noise around like, hey, is this guy cut out to be a starting quarterback? Look, national media, chill out. He's not the next Tom Brady because of this game, like some people are saying. But I thought he did a nice job overall on kind of short notice because he was not originally scheduled to start this game. So Shedeur Sanders, nice job, number 1 on the list.
I'm shocked.
I feel shocked. It's properly ranked here because, and this wasn't mentioned, but what Shedeur did versus what a Jackson Dart did was so much more impressive just from this 1 week because he did it against the ones. Like he started the game. It was the best on best. Now I know every team had like their stars sitting out. I get that. So he's not playing like pro bowlers out there or all pro guys. But Jackson Dart did it second half. We keep talking about the second half, right? Shedeur did it against the best guys that were out on the field and looked the part. You talk about now. I didn't see Jackson play, but I watched Shedeur because there's a lot of interest. There was, that was the only game really on. He looked poised. He went through his routes. Nothing seemed too big for him, and talent has never been the issue for this guy. As far as he's not a 5th round talent guy from a play perspective. He was a top 2 round, I think, on any given draft, top 3. The other stuff outside it, certainly him, if he had an agent, would have helped him tremendously.
Right.
But he looked the part, went through his reads, made accurate throws, made good decisions, and inside the pocket and outside the pocket. He did all the things.
Yeah, that touchdown he threw. I think it was the route was a skinny post. I think he did like he kind of started left and went 1, 2, and then came back to 3. The third read in it and delivered straight.
That was the big thing about him, right? Everybody's like, oh, he took a lot of sacks in college. His O-line's bad, but how good is his processing skills? He actually looked really good. Yep. And then somebody in the chat's like, yeah, Matt, but he played with the ones as well. I think that makes it even more impressive because if you followed the Cleveland quarterback situation like I have, just because I think it's really interesting this offseason, Shedeur Sanders had basically 0 reps with the ones all throughout camp because he's kind of been running 4th. Like it's been Flacco and Pickett, and Gabriel got reps over him until he got hurt. Yep. So Shedeur was playing with guys that he really never had live reps with.
Yep. And look, like I get it. I'm always saying he's going against the ones. He's going against the best. And then the rebuttal to that is, okay, well, he's playing with the best. Yeah, I got that. When you play best on best, the game's faster. It's different than college football. Tyler Shuck, Jackson Dart, they get it. They did it against college players that are trying to learn the NFL game.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a shock to anybody because we know these guys are good against college people. Are they good against NFL veteran players at NFL speed? And that's the difference between the first quarter, most of the first half, than the end of a second quarter and a second half. We know that Jackson Dart and Tyler Shuck are good against college kids. We got it. That's why they were drafted. Are they good against NFL people? And that's the difference. Now, they have to have that opportunity. Like they might be. They might be great. And Shedeur got that opportunity. And like you said, he didn't know that until a couple of days leading up to it. And he probably shouldn't have, but injuries played a point, and you have to take advantage of the opportunity. You can't apologize because you got an opportunity and Jackson Dart didn't, Tyler Shuck didn't. Can't apologize for that. All you can go do out there is play your best. So that's the difference to me. And this is how silly sometimes like the draft hype is and what a big decision a thing like not getting an agent is for a guy. If he was a top 30 pick, a top 2, a second rounder even, there'd be rumblings all over the NFL that Shedeur Sanders, after that, would be in the running potentially to be a game one starter. But now the rumblings are just like, he's in better position to make the team.
or
Like, that's
not
how
get
different-
traded. Because there's been a lot of people that are like, maybe they don't keep both young QBs. Maybe they trade a Shador and a Dylan Gabriel. And let's be honest, Shador's name recognition, he's got a hell of a lot more trade value right now than Dylan Gabriel. Like, he was kind of that guy that everybody was talking about. Hey, he might not be on the opening day roster for Cleveland. I think he did a lot to help his case to stay there. That's why I put him number one.
Old Dylan needs to know can't make the club in the tub.
Dylan-
Man, you got to
Dylan
get back
has
on the
to-
field.
Dylan has to play week 2 and play well.
And you talk about you don't want the distraction. You don't want the distraction. Like that's why a lot of people he dropped off the draft board because they want now you're in it now. The Browns dove in head first when they took him 5th pick after drafting Dylan Gabriel. Like what's louder, the noise of keeping Dylan ahead of him after a performance like that, or not? So.
I mean, hell, dude,
Like,
look, Dylan Gabriel may get the start next week, be awesome, and Shador goes 7 of 22 picks, and people forget about it. But right now, he's in a good spot.
I just don't see it. Like the way he played, like you got to judge everything operationally, how of course physically the throws they make, but like how they got to that, the progression. And I don't see anything from that game he put out there, that tape, that would have him regress.
Cam Ward, 5 of 8, 67 yards. Didn't have a score, didn't have a pick. 8.4 yards per attempt. Did not take a sack. He threw an out route where he kind of stood tall in the pocket, stood up, slid to his left, and threw it to his left. It was a heck of a throw.
He's a stud, man. He's a stud. He's going to be good this year.
Yeah. Look, his surrounding parts, we'll see. They've got some guys that, I guess Tajay Spears did kind of go out with this game, might have a sprained ankle, but he's got enough pieces where he could be dangerous. So Cam Ward, even though he didn't have the attempts and everybody that you mentioned there, but certainly didn't have a disappointing opening preseason game.
Well, the good news is for the Titans, if Cam Ward doesn't work out, they got Tim Boyle.
As much as we've talked about him at the break, we got to give Tim Boyle his own segment here.
I mean,
sometime today.
Tay Tay, I don't. At
Like,
some
we got so many
point,
stats.
He's like, for some reason, doing a Tim Boyle
I am
deep
so
dive.
At
Every
some point,
time
Tim
I
Boyle
look
stole
over-
Taylor's girlfriend in high school.
No doubt.
Tim Boyle just fascinates me.
I
He's going
look
into year
over-
7. Like, I respect the hell out of the
You
guy.
have done so many deep
On that
dives.
big ass screen.
It's Tim
on
Boyle.
My
Tim
movie TV
Boyle's
screen.
high school stats, college stats. Now it's like transferred over to Anthony Richardson. We're like checking
I've
out his
always-
win
I've
loss
always
percentage.
been,
So
the
let's
Anthony
go
Richardson.
through what? Well, we need to go through these stats. Most of our listeners probably don't even know who Tim Boyle is. God. You're about to.
I think I only know him because he was on Hard Knocks that one year.
Oh, well,
I think with the Lions, maybe.
Look, he's going into year 7. Guy started
Taylor's-
5 games in the NFL.
Taylor's about to give you a full rundown
Oh, my gosh.
biography.
He
of
does
this
not
guy.
look like what I thought he was going to look like.
He looks exactly like what I thought he'd look like. You ever watch him play?
He's just
Man.
a strap-in young man.
All right, before we do too deep of a dive into Tim Boyle again here on air, we will step away. And when we come back, let's get to the LSU Tigers. They had a practice on Saturday. Of course, the social media team had a couple of bangers. I felt like the Nussmeier post was great. The 3 weeks until kickoff with the 3 Weeks brothers. Well done. Great dad joke. Appreciated that as well. We'll talk Tigers when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to russellpools.com. That is the website for Russell Pool Company, and they are going to come in and build your dream pool in your space, your backyard. Maybe it's at your business. Maybe you want a water feature there, whatever it might be. They can come in, they can get it done, right? You should trust our word, but also know that that's who the Tigers trust to get them back onto the field when it comes to hot tubs, cold tubs, okay? You'll have them come out. Whatever you've got in your brain, like, hey, this is what I'm imagining. If you go check out their gallery of work on their website, you'll know that they can get that done because none of these pools look the same. Remarkable work, russellpools.com.
The highest quality pool company in Louisiana. Go check them out. See, they can turn your dream into reality. You just call them, talk to them, say, hey, man, I got an inkling. I want to do this. And they can fit any product to your budget. If you want a square pool, whatever. If you want a lazy river, a grotto, whatever, they can do it. russellpools.com.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Where you've heard about love and giving sight to the blind. My baby loving cause the sun to shine. And she my sweet little thing. She my pride and joy.
Now this is like if I'm sitting at home by myself, like I can listen to this like all day long. Well done.
This is my goat.
Well done.
I love
your goat?
Stevie.
All right, LSU had a big practice on Saturday. Check out the article, LouisianaSports.net. Our guys Chris Marler and our very own Tay Tay Taylor Sharp.
Let's go.
Kind of
Tay.
giving you the latest and greatest, and so I'm going to throw it to our guy now. Probably the biggest takeaway, Taylor, would be that Garrett Nussmeier has both legs, was out there, and we can all move past what happened in the middle of last week. But more than that, what were some of your biggest takeaways from practice?
Well, Mansour Delane looked excellent. He had 2 picks. He had 2 tackles for a loss.
Mansour.
They moved him around a little bit. You were asking last week, Matt, about who's playing the nickel. They moved Mansour in there, and he blitzed off the edge a few times.
Okay.
Looked really good. I thought Michael Van Buren had his best practice since I'd been out there by a lot.
Which we need,
we needed.
But because you came in last week and you were like, the practices I've been
He had
to.
to be great.
You kind of poo-pooed on
He
a little bit.
had not been great. I mean, and you look, you're like, okay, I know they brought him in because he started 8 games in the SEC. He just didn't look good. The accuracy wasn't there. He looked good. He looked good on Saturday. You watched him. You're like, that guy can play in the SEC. Like now you see. Maybe you just needed a little bit of time with these receivers, a little bit of everything. But I thought he had a really good practice. Trey'Dez Green continues to be a matchup nightmare. I mean, they're gonna just wait for the sideline catches. They throw it to him time and time again. Nobody can cover him. Linebacker, safety, corner, doesn't matter. Put anybody on him. Can't cover him. Kyle Parker is going to play a lot this year. They did 11-on-11 period twice. Now, it was only about 10 plays apiece on Saturday, but both times at 11-on-11, Kyle Parker was one of the starting 3. It was Chris Hilton, Xavier Thomas, Kyle Parker, both times. I mean, that was their starting 3 guys.
I think I don't know if we told our listeners this. We told Taylor and Alondra this. We had 2 LSU coaches in the practice that we went to. We didn't ask them about Kyle Parker. They told us about Kyle Parker. Like, we were talking offense. We were talking guys who had good days, and both the coaches brought Kyle Parker out and kind of waxed poetic about him. So, that's another
Well, when Kelly mentioned him, first press conference Kelly had a fall camp, they said, tell us about the receiver room. Kyle Parker, first name out of his mouth. Unsolicited, just said, tell us about the receivers. He's going to play a lot. He looks good.
What positions he's lining up at for the most part?
So he's been on the outside a lot, and it's been Thomas in the slot. Now, Anderson, back at practice, he didn't participate in 7-on-7 or 11-on-11. So, I mean, he's obviously in that rotation as well. But
I'm assuming Hilton's at X?
Hilton is at X, yes. Hilton is on a side by himself.
Okay.
And it's kind of been Parker and Xavier Thomas on the same side.
So he's been a little bit more of a Z.
Right.
So an X would be normally just lined up to your left. Z would be lined up to your right for our listeners. That's how usually the X is your dominant, really good pass runner, route runner, pass catcher, your straight up guy that can beat people deep and run good crisp routes outside. X doesn't move in the slot a lot traditionally, a lot more in the last 5-6 years in offenses.
Well, so that's the thing. A lot of times, sometimes Parker's in the slot, sometimes Xavier is.
Yeah.
Chris Hilton's out wide every time.
Yeah.
To your point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One of your takeaways, as I see in your report, again, check it out. Great job by Marler and Tay Tay, LouisianaSports.net. Juwan Johnson.
Yes.
And the practice we went out to, he's involved. He is involved in the first team offense. There is a plan for him. But with JT Lindsey right now suspended, and who knows how all that's going to play out. He's going to have to be big at running back. You already kind of had me nervous about the group just because you had nothing but young players and unproven players behind Caden Durham. Juwan Johnson's going to have to play some running back. And I know he's done quarterback drills. I know he's been in there individual period. he has got to give them something at the running back position because right now it is a concern as far as what your depth looks like.
Well, so that's where I was going. Like you were talking about working with quarterbacks during individual period, not on Saturday. On Saturday, he was with the running backs an individual period, and he was actually running with the twos. Like I think if the season started today, Juwan Johnson's probably your number 2 back. And I was telling Matt,
so too.
I was telling Matt before the show started, first team offense, 11 on 11. I saw Juwan Johnson line up at quarterback, running back, receiver for the first team offense because they had a little formation that they did.
Yeah.
Where Nuss was under center, he'd motion out wide. And then it's Caden Durham and Johnson, and Durham's just lead blocking for Juwan Johnson, kind of a little wildcat package. In there at receiver, in there at running back, like, you better hope he's good because he's going to play a lot. He's going to play a lot of football.
I want to see Nussmeier in motion.
That sounds an awful, like, a play and a package you put in while the media is out there. So Clemson's got a couple things extra to work on.
Because you were asking, you were like, why would they show that in practice?
Why would they show that
they'll
in
probably
practice?
never run it.
Yeah, they'll never run. They'll just make Clemson work on it.
But they did that a lot in like their goal line period. That was kind of their go-to formation. There were a lot of drops on Saturday. That was maybe my biggest negative takeaway.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not looking too much into it because that hasn't been an issue all fall camp. I think your receivers are studs, but I hadn't seen Bauer Sharp drop a ball all fall camp. He dropped 2 on Saturday. I mean, Jelani Watkins, he's had trouble with his hands. He dropped a couple.
Contagious.
Barian Brown dropped a deep ball that Nuss put on the money. Barian Brown just couldn't control it. But outside of that, like the O-line had a lot of penalties. On 11 on 11, they had 5 penalties. 4 of them pre-snap false start. But out of the 5 penalties, 4 of them were the second team O-line. So, I mean, I'm not looking too much into that as well, but that's probably my only 2 negatives. Overall, I thought there were some guys that flashed.
What about the interior offensive line? That's been something that we've talked about. They've had some times where they've gotten beat in pass rush situations in 11 on 11. How did they look?
I thought they looked a lot better in the run game because, like I mentioned, there were some guys that got pressure, but it was Pyburn off the edge. It was Mansour Delane off the edge. Like, you hear about you can't block Bernard Gooden. Bernard Gooden did not live in the backfield on Saturday like he had. I mean, there were a couple blown plays, but at least running, like the inside run period or whatever, it was better than it had been, for sure.
Yeah, it's a group that you're going to pay attention to because, remember, Clemson's got 3 Sunday players in their front 7, and I'm not talking about late-round draft picks. I'm talking about first 3-round guys, and so that's going to be the group to kind of pay attention to throughout fall camp. A quarterback will tell you, I can live with pressure from the outside. I can do nothing with it if it's coming in the interior.
Yeah, if you don't have a place to step up, if you don't have a place to move around, good quarterbacks with, smart tackles, they don't always have to win, but as long as even if a tackle gets beat, they can push them out of the way a little bit enough for a good quarterback to slide. But if you got nowhere to step up to, it's makes your life really hard. If you got guys at your feet, nearly impossible to play the position. So I don't know. It's good to hear that the offensive lineman is coming together a little bit. The first week of training camp, especially this day and age where in training camp you're not really going live early on. There's like an acclimation period that all these colleges, that's the new trend, keep people healthy, acclimation. It's hard on offensive linemen when you're practicing in shells and not going full contact, not going full speed, because it's just nobody else. Everybody goes full speed anyway in the trenches.
Yeah.
But you don't have all the padding and like the rules behind what you're doing to really kind of throw your body in there. So, it's good that in these full contact live drills, at least live in the trenches, live with the offensive line, that they are showing up a little bit. So that's the big question mark. So if we can get that handled, but like you said, Clemson, they got 3 guys in their front 7.
They're really good.
It's going to be a Joe Sloan type of game plan, especially early on when there's going to be a lot of hype. That team's going to be flying around. It's withstanding the early punches. It's like a heavyweight boxer coming out there and swinging for the fences the first minute or 2 of a fight. That's how the first, usually in the big games, opening games, that's usually how the first drive and a half goes. As an offense, you just got to withstand the blows. Don't take no turnovers. Don't lose the game in the first drive.
One thing, because I just got hit up on social media talking about Kyle Parker, and they're like, what about the transfer receivers? Just because you bring somebody in doesn't mean they're going to win the job. I think that's important to remember. And also, you have the argument, yeah, but you brought this guy in to be the guy. That's fine, but you're at LSU. So if you recruit Kyle Parker to come play at LSU, he's an LSU recruit. When you sign with LSU out of high school, you're the best of the best. Like, you're top-tier high school talent. So just because you bring somebody in, no matter, even if it's another SEC school, if Kyle Parker is holding them off and winning that job, that's not a thing to be worried about. That's just a guy that you recruited, again, a top-tier high school talent, stepping his game up whenever there's competition. When you bring somebody in through the portal, that should not guarantee them a damn thing. Not at all. They should be just like they're coming from high school as far as, like, you have to go earn your job. So if Kyle Parker is earning his job, that's not to be worried. Like, maybe the transfer receivers are playing good. Maybe they are. But maybe they're not playing as well as Kyle Parker. So that is not like a slight at the receiver room. That's just a guy that you recruited, homegrown, developed, stepping up and winning a competition.
Also, like, look, all of these guys are going to play. When I say the starters, I just mean the first couple reps of 11-11, they were out there.
Yeah. Right.
All of these guys are going to play.
Right, but I don't
Barry
think you
Brown
need to roll
made
9
play.
receivers out there.
No, I agree.
I think then you could, next segment when we come out, you can tell me different. Like, I want like core 5 guys.
I
Give me
agree.
the core 5, and then we'll figure out of that 5 kind of.
And I think you have 6 right now that you feel really good
This is
about.
a philosophical statement. This didn't have a Kyle Parker's name or any transfer's name on it. But, like, if you bring in a transfer who's a highly recruited guy to play a position, but the fallback of that is it made somebody else that was currently on your team better to beat that guy out. It was a successful signing.
Yeah.
Right? You're signing a guy to have a very good rider. So if it makes somebody else better, so what?
A lot of times you draft a guy. Hey, we drafted a guy in the 2nd, 3rd round. Like, y'all are going to compete for the job. Let's go see what you got.
Yep.
Spencer Rattler.
Mm-hmm.
Drafted Tyler Shuck in the 2nd round.
Yep.
All right, let's see what you got.
Yep.
You going to win the job, or are you going to let the 2nd rounder get it? And if Spencer Rattler raises his level of play and beats out Tyler Shuck, right? Tyler Shuck might not have worked out as a 2nd-round pick, but if you get the best out of Spencer Rattler, there's benefits of that. So
when Green Bay took Jordan Love, I was like, they're like, why did they do that? Well, Aaron won MVP 2 times in a row. I was like, that's the greatest first-round pick of all time. You drafted a first-round guy, and it pissed your vet off to get MVP twice. Like, even if Jordan Love never played,
Jordan's really good.
It was a great first-round pick.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. Close out hour number 2. We've got weekend winners at 9 a.m. and Dev at 9:15 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
All right, as we all know, game day is not the same without an ice-cold Dos Equis in your hand. So whether you're tailgating under the Oaks, grilling up some gator before you kick the Gators, you know what, or celebrating a big win on Saturday night, Dos Equis is always smooth, always refreshing, and always going to be there for you. So enjoy.
Do you have
ice
a couple?
cold.
You have a couple this weekend?
Not this weekend. Got to save up.
Save it up.
Yeah.
All right.
For that first tailgate.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Because is there a better option than having one in a Dos Equis tailgate situation?
Yeah, but in order to do that, practice makes perfect. So if you're going to practice to lead
It's
some
preseason,
dudes,
that's fair.
It is preseason. So
It is preseason.
if you're going to do it, we're South Louisiana. Everyone likes to have a little go pop. Make it a Dos Equis. Go for Dos. Stay thirsty. Drink responsibly. Get a Dos Equis.
DosEquis.com.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
In God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans.
Hit. All right, we got weekend winners coming up. Kick off the next hour. We got Devin Snow, Hold the Mayo, which I am sure Devin has plenty of thoughts.
You think he watched the game?
I think he did on the Saints' first time out there in the preseason. So I'm looking forward to Dev's breakdown of the game.
It's going to be all sunshine and roses, I'm sure.
No doubt. I bet he didn't get any calls about that performance.
It's preseason. Preseason sucks. You don't want to show your good stuff just yet.
Well, you also don't want to have your starters out there and get beat by backups.
There's lulling everybody to sleep. Smart, actually, if you think about it. Chess, not checkers, people.
They're just pretending.
Yeah.
They're not, yeah, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. Go to BoudreauxElectrical.com. BoudreauxElectrical.com. Storm season is a-coming, but you'll always have the ultimate peace of mind if you have Boudreaux's. They got generators ready to go. BoudreauxElectrical.com. All right, weekend winners. When we kick off hour number 3 of the show, we'll have it for you here on OTB on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
I bet Dev took some phone calls. Can't wait for that at 9:15. All right, go to KTOZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com, K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Been doing it since 2004. Have Brandon Barton and the team come out and check out your space. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, North Shore, they can help you out. All the phone numbers right there, top right corner, how to get in contact with Brandon Barton on the website, KTOZBlinds.com. And look, interior, outdoor living does not matter. They are going to improve your space. They're going to know your space better than you do. As soon as they walk in the door, have them come out. KTOZBlinds.com.
Yeah, K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living team, they will help you build your ideal living space. How are they going to do that? They're going to come in and look at your house and say, all right, well, you need these types of blinds here, shutters here, whatever it is. They can work within whatever your budget is. It's going to help beautify your home, but it's also going to help you be more energy efficient. Save on those power bills every single day. Go see them. Brand new, beautiful website, K2ZBlinds.com.